we're staying in the world of football. Another big drama that pretty much occurred as well. Well, it's been happening concurrently actually in the last week is Kylian Mbappe and PSV Eindhoven are at odds. Like they're pretty much at war. Not Eindhoven, sorry, PSV,
Yeah.
PSG,
Yeah.
sorry, not PSV, but the
Yeah.
brain fade. Anyway, um, so what we have here is we have a situation where last year um, Mbappe was given everything. The club gave in to his demands. They gave him control over decision making for who the coach, the team, the players, and quite frankly, like he reached a level where the Emir of Qatar was speaking to Macron, the president, and trying to, keep Mbappe in Paris. And when we look at how that's played out, it's been a bit of a disaster, really, because PSG fell short in the Champions League, um, which is what they've been trying to win for a long time. They lost Messi. They're going to lose. Apparently, Neymar wants to go. They've lost a few more. They're losing Ramos. They're losing a few big names. And now you have the guy, and they had a perfectly good coach as well in Pochettino that they let go of as well. And now this guy wants to go. And there's a lot of reports and talks and saying that many European clubs believe he's already got a deal done with Madrid for 2020-24. So they're pretty much threatening and saying to him, we're going to make you sit out the whole year. He has to get sold before August 10th.
Right.
Or some date around that. Otherwise, this is going to be like a huge loss for PSG if he goes away for free at the end of the next season, which he can, because his contract finishes. So what we're seeing here is what we believe is nobody's ever bigger than the club. The club's always the biggest. PSG broke that rule, and I think they're going to pay for it.
Yeah.
700 million from the Saudis,
Yeah.
for 1 year, and he said no. So what's your take on this?
Well, I think it goes back to what you said there. I mean, at the end of the day, they had they kind of went all in to try to win Champions League. Certainly at least get to the Final Four, um, and bowed out early, and did not achieve that success. Um, And obviously, you mentioned some of the key departures of the club, now are starting to, rear their head. And then when you've got Mbappe, who's under contract through this upcoming season, and he's already planned his departure, doesn't want to sign an extension. They don't want him to play on a lame duck agreement, which you kind of can expect. He'll probably not be playing to his fullest. I mean, he's a professional. He'll play, but he's not selling out for the club because I think he wants to keep himself healthy. The Saudis enter into the play and put together a $1.1 billion offer for transfer fee and then payment to the player. They fly a contingent into Paris to meet with him. He won't even meet with them, which is just flat out rude. And what you have now is like you said, a proud club and organization that won the French league title last year. No coach. They their front their front three are effectively gone. They're the center back and their back line's gone. Coach on the sideline's gone. If you're a top player, why would you go there? What's attracting you to go there at this point? It's a dumpster fire, and it's not pretty. So I mean, you've got again, it's one of those cardinal rules is that you've got to keep everybody keep the egos in check and keep the don't favor one person over the other. And I mean, they clearly did. I mean, and it's like you said, they are eating from the wrong table right now, and it's it doesn't look very good for them. It doesn't look good for Mbappe either. Frankly, I mean, if you're Real Madrid, I mean, if I'm Real Madrid, and let's say I do have a deal in place, the last thing I want is to have a guy with that negative of a situation following him into my club. I said because what you're making very apparent to the guys who will be your future teammates, that you are selfish.
It's
So
all about you.
yeah,
Yeah.
what you need to do is you need to fix wherever you are, play out your agreement, and uh, or go get him and you know try to minimize the damage. But if he sits out a year, pouts, says all the things he probably will say in the media about this is personal and all that kind of stuff, then it becomes just a nightmare for his next club. And again, I don't know if he's worth that or any player's worth that kind of negativity at this
Yeah.
stage. Certainly for what you're paying him.
Absolutely not. And I also read elsewhere another report that there's some background noise that Real Madrid's going to close the deal with him in this summer transfer because, like what you just explained, this is not good for anyone.
Yeah.
Not for the club selling, not for the club buying, nothing. Because imagine him coming over, as you said, to a team filled with egos already because they're all stars. I mean, they're all just going to clash.
Yeah.
And they're not going to perform. So it's not an ideal situation. It's quite sad actually that it's reached this. But let's watch it play out and wish him all the best.
Yeah, I mean, watch him play out, and if he wants a lesson in how to handle yourself as a professional, maybe he just sit there on the sideline and watch Modric operate. Because if there's anybody that operates as a professional, he might learn a few things from watching him up close.
Thank you very much, Rob. Take care, everyone. We'll catch you all next week.
Take care.